What do women really want? You can't scroll through social media or sit through a dinner party without hearing someone joke about penis size, either bragging about how large their partner is or complaining about a disappointing experience. But let's pause for a moment and ask an honest question. Do women really want 12 inches? I'm Dr. Nancy Danielle, a board-certified urologist and sexologist, and today we're cutting through the myths and the noise. I want to walk you through the actual research, not opinions, on what women truly prefer when it comes to penis size. And believe me, the findings might surprise you. Let's start with a few clever studies that approach this question not by asking women what they say they prefer, but by looking at what they actually buy. Researchers analyzed the best-selling sex toys on the market, especially those designed for vaginal insertion. The idea is simple. Private purchases often reveal more honest preferences than public statements influenced by social pressure or bravado. So what did the data show? Across 8 major sex toy distributors, the most commonly purchased insertable lengths ranged between 4 to 6 inches. Yes, 4 to 6 inches. Even more interesting, on 6 of those 8 websites, the average length of the best-selling toys was under 6 inches, and the average girth was under 4.5 inches. That's almost identical to the average natural erect penis. If you're unsure what average actually is, here's the short version. Most men measure between 5 and 6 inches in length when erect and around 4.5 to 5 inches in circumference. Completely normal. Another study examined realistic dildos labeled as bestsellers on the top 5 adult retailers in the US plus Amazon. In that case, the average insertable length was around 6.5 inches, slightly above average but not dramatically. This suggests that while some women experiment with sizes just a bit above average, very few are seeking anything extreme. Another group of researchers looked deeper into what influences the popularity of certain toys, and here's where it gets even more interesting. Price and circumference mattered far more than length. Many women prioritized comfort, affordability, and ease of use rather than maximizing size. In fact, toys with larger than average girth were often less popular than average-sized ones. So what does all of this actually mean? It shows that when given the freedom to choose anything, most women still prefer something average in length, maybe slightly above, and average in girth. It's not about extremes. It's about comfort, pleasure, and what feels right for their own bodies. This reality is very different from the dramatic narratives we hear in the media, but it's based on data, not fantasy. Bottom line, if you fall within the average range, and the vast majority of men do, you are more than fine. You're normal. And more importantly, you're fully capable of satisfying your partner. Sure, there will always be outliers, people who joke, brag, or push extremes, but when women make private choices for their own bodies, they overwhelmingly choose what is comfortable and familiar. And that's something worth remembering. If this brought you some reassurance, I encourage you to check out one of my earlier videos, where I discuss a study showing that women who regularly experience vaginal orgasms may have a slight preference for longer length. But again, we're talking about modest differences, not dramatic ones. And while we're on this topic, I want to remind you of something even more important. Sexual connection isn't about measurements. It's about confidence, communication, emotional intimacy, and understanding your partner's needs. For many men, true confidence comes from knowledge, not comparison. If you enjoyed this discussion, please consider subscribing to the channel and share it with someone who needs to hear that they are more than enough. Most of all, take care of yourself because you are absolutely worth it. And let me add one more thought before we wrap up. In real relationships, what matters most isn't size. It's trust, curiosity, and the effort you put into learning what your partner enjoys. Great sex comes from being present, attentive, and willing to communicate openly. Studies consistently show that emotional connection, foreplay, technique, and mutual understanding play a far bigger role in satisfaction than anatomy ever will. So instead of worrying about numbers, focus on building confidence, nurturing intimacy, and exploring what pleasure looks like for both of you. Because in the end, that's what creates unforgettable experiences, not inches on a ruler.